Okay, hey guys, look, this is going to be very informal, but the reason why I have myself on the video right here, hey, and then my screen sharing right here is because I, quite frankly, am just trying to be efficient and I don't have time to create this giant PowerPoint with graphics because it's literally me just trying to educate you on my system and my funnel and the CRM that I use. Now, I've made a video about this before, but unfortunately the webinar got deleted somehow, so this is me trying to share this with the world or anybody who wants to know kind of how I do things regarding my funnel system with inviting. Now, I know that sounds super like tedious, and if your personality is somebody who's like funnel spreadsheets, I don't know what this is about, it freaks me out, just hear me out, because you can take this and twist it and put icing on the cake however you want. But it's the skeleton that's going to build your Beachbody business, right? It's the skeleton. It's like the foundation that you need to learn, and then you can take it and make it your own. You can put your own personality into it, and I encourage you to. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to do here is just educate you on the basics. And this is what I share with my coaches, and I share with them, hey, it takes 21 days to start a habit. So how about this? You stick to this funnel for 21 days until it becomes like the back of your hand. You get in a rhythm, you get in a groove, and you realize, okay, so this is what it's like to be a coach. I do my 4 vital behaviors, and that one that everyone always avoids, the big invite behavior. This is how you do it naturally. This is how you do it with a good flow, and this is how you do it without feeling icky. And this is how you do it with building connections first, right? Okay, so there's 7 steps to the funnel that I have created, and I'll go ahead and throw it out there that this was not necessarily my brainchild. It was like everything that my uplines or my coaches or my mentors have ever taught me, and things that I watched other successful coaches do, and I kind of just bottled it up and put it in one place, right? So like people told me, oh, to expand your market, you need to like and, other people, and you need to get people to like your stuff, and then add them to the list, and then you need to connect with them, and then you need to post something that's valuable to them, and then you need to somehow connect and follow up with them, move in the private message them, chat with them a little bit, and then once you guys chat, then you should invite them to something that you're doing, whether it's a free group or challenge group or coaching, and then after that, you have to follow up, and then you have to follow up again. And I was like, okay, cool. I hear you say that, but because I am a human and I am a mom and I work from home and I have 2 toddlers, I needed something that managed me instead of having my emotions manage my business. What does that mean? Sorry, I thought somebody was at the door and they're not. What does that mean? It means that because I'm human and because life gets busy and because sometimes I feel really frazzled, I don't really know up from down, I don't know left from right, I don't know who I'm supposed to talk to, I can't keep up with my list because I have sticky notes all over the place, and so is supposed to buy, so I'm focused on that, and I'm frustrated because they haven't yet, but in the meantime, I'm forgetting to follow up with this person who might go ahead and pull the trigger today, but I'm too occupied with like juggling all this in my brain. I got no time for that. I have to run an online health and fitness business while raising my family, while managing my home, and it's crazy. So to me, this simplifies my job. To me, this simplifies my role as a coach, and it puts the priority in building connections and relationships with people, and it allows me just to follow this system, and it just kind of tells me what to do every single day. So no longer am I like rummaging around trying to figure out, oh, what do I do in my power hour? Okay, I'm supposed to add people. Okay, I'm supposed to invite people. Oh, I don't know how to invite. Oh, I have to invite to coaching, and this is going to be weird. Do I cold invite to people? I'm done. I don't like feeling confused. I don't like feeling foggy. So this is my solution on the funnel system. So you can see here that you start out very simple. Okay, and so I print these out, like it's literally, I do this, and so you don't only have to do it on pen and paper, whatever your jam is. I do it on a CRM, but you write somebody's name right here, so I encourage my coaches and myself, whoever, to do at least 5 new contacts a day, and that's how you build your list. And so if you add 5 people a day to step number 1, which is simple. So a brand new coach, they can do this. You like and comment on 5 different people's posts, and you write their name down. So that means on day 1, you added 5 people to your list. On day 2, you need to go ahead and add 5 more people to that list by liking and commenting. So by that point, on day 2, somebody has 10 contacts that they're connecting with. By day 3, they add 5 more, and they have 15 people that they've connected with. But by day 3, the next step is in queue because every 2 days somebody is responsible for moving forward. For example, okay, so like and comment on a few posts. 2 days from then, which would be day 3, you're going to move these people to step number 2. So step number 2 would be liking and commenting again on their current post, engage with them, and then sending them a message. Hey girl, I saw that post you made, that was funny. Or hey, is everything okay? I saw that you were upset. Or how's your job going? Let's catch up, long time no talk. Whatever hey girl you want to write, like, but just be genuine, be interested, and connect with them based on what they're talking about or what you guys have in common. And that's like just nice. That's just you being a nice person. Don't be afraid to be nice. Don't be afraid to say hi. Just say hi. And then so on and so forth. So every 2 days, you have to move these people through your funnel. So what does that look like? All right, so I have a really elementary, drawing right here. You're impressed. I know you're impressed. So step 1, connecting, liking, and commenting. Step 2, you're going to funnel people down. You're going to message them. Step 3, you're going to get to know them. Form, you guys know that nice acronym, family, occupation, recreation, and message. Just throw that out there if that feels too formal. Just be nice, get to know them, connect with them, see how you guys can catch up. All right. Step 4, you're continuing to do that, but you're moving somebody down your pipeline every 2 days. So that keeps you accountable in a sense that by day 1, you're liking and commenting on somebody new. Okay, cool. How do you get that person to this step? How do you get step number 1 to step number 7? This is the answer. This is the answer. You basically follow them down the pipeline every 2 days. So by day 5, or not day 5, but by step 5, which is about 10 days in, that's the invite. Dun, dun, dun. And that's where everyone kind of freezes up and they're like, well, how do I say it? What do I say? By that point, you should have already had a conversation with the person. You should have already liked and commented on like 10 days worth of their post. You should have something to be able to say. Hey, this might be totally random, but because we've been talking, I really think that you would have a great time participating in my next challenge group. It's an online fitness group. Would you be interested? That's an invite or something like this. So I am hosting this free webinar next week all about my nutrition secrets. I know it's at night, 30 minutes, but could you by chance join? I think you would really enjoy it. It's free and it's helpful for my coaches and my team just to learn a little bit more about how to eat right. Would you want to come? That's an invitation to something free or an invitation to join your team. If somebody has not previously been in a challenge group or if they are in a challenge group, you could say something like, hey, I have adored watching you build your, reputation in your company, or I've adored the fact that you have such a passion for helping others. I see how hard you're working to provide for your kiddos, especially with all the sports that they're in right now. Have you ever considered doing what I do as a coach? I lead monthly challenge groups and I earn an income from helping people get healthy and fit. Would you want to learn more? That is a coach invite. But step number 5, regardless of how you're feeling in your head and your heart, you are responsible for sending some type of invitation to that person by step number 5, which you can see here is 2 days, 2 days, 2 days, 2 days, 2 days. That's about 10 days in. That's about 10 days in to having them be a brand new contact. You're going to invite them to something. It's not scary. You just have to keep doing it. You have to practice. Practice, practice. Practice makes perfect. So don't overthink it. Don't complicate it. Have some cookie cutter elevator pitch invites. You're like, okay, this is for that person. This is for that person. I connect with this person. This is what I would say. Be a normal human being. You're not a robot, so connect them. Okay? And then the ball is in their court. And that's kind of scary, right? Because what if they say no? What if they come to your house and hunt you down? What if they are mad at you because you invited them? It doesn't matter. They're not going to come to your house and hunt you down because you invited them to a free webinar. Like, don't be scared. I get it. You don't want them to think you're selling them something. Blah, blah, blah. And if you have a heart that's bleeding and you don't want to sell, well, good. Perfect. Because we're not. But you could send them something for free. You could say, hey, I'm doing this free fit club. You should join me. It's free. And that might feel really warm and fuzzy in your heart because you're giving something away. But then you have to work extra hard in connecting them again to the top of the funnel and inviting them to a challenge group, because eventually your goal is to help them long term. And in order to help somebody long term, you have to give them the right tools and resources and support. And if you're holding that back out of fear, then I think that's kind of selfish and you're not really as good of a person as you think you are. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out. Okay, so step 5, you're going to invite. 2 days later, what are you going to do? You're going to follow up. You're going to follow up. 2 days later, if they're still MIA, you're going to follow up again. Don't be scared. You're going to follow up. Boom, boom, boom. Now, if after step 5, if they're like, yeah, tell me more, well, then that's where you take the conversation and run with it. That's where you can help them, you know, break through their limitations or help them handle the objections that they're telling you, or giving them more information, or even sending them the link to enroll. But if they're not following up with you, yes, you still have a responsibility to follow up with people. At step number 7, if you have walked each contact through each of these steps and they're not chatting with you, they kind of went MIA, they're not responding, it's not a big deal. Don't take it personally, because you are a good person who has good intentions, and all you're trying to do is just be friendly and share something about your life that has been helpful. But if they're not talking to you anymore, maybe life got busy. Seriously, it happens. Like, people get distracted. But what you can do is put them back up to step number 5 in 90 days. So it's like you start them as a brand new, fresh contact on your list. You funnel them down. It takes about 2 weeks. And in 2 weeks, if they're not talking to you, if they're not responding, maybe it's just not the time yet, because maybe they don't have enough trust in you. Maybe they don't have enough rapport in you. Maybe they don't know you well enough. And you kind of have to kind of like nurture that a little bit more. Well, then you need to be able to put them back up to step number 1 in about 3 months, and then funnel them down just like that again. In 3 months, boom, 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 boom. So just continue to rotate it through. So these are the 7 steps that I personally do every single day. I funnel this through. I work this out. I help my coaches try to adopt this as well. And it's the whole concept of, no matter if you're finding people on Facebook, or if you're finding people on Instagram, or YouTube, or blogging, or face-to-face, wherever you're meeting people, this is what you can do. Like, you get to know them. You chat with them. You see if they have a need. You talk to them about what you have that could help them, like a group or something, and then you follow up with them. And then you follow up with them again. And if they're not digging it, then that's okay, because then in a couple of months you can touch base with them again. But what needs to happen is you need to fill this pipeline so big. You need to fill up number 1 so frequently that as you're funneling people down, the couple of people who are finally going to say yes, you're going to be able to hit your goals. You're going to be able to build your business. And so it's not necessarily that we are looking for yeses. We're just trying to be in front of more people. We're literally just trying to fill our pipeline. That's what we're trying to do. So it's not that I have to hunt and I have to do everything I can until I have 3 people, 5 people say yes to me every single month. That's a lot of pressure, because you can't control what people say. Like, you can't control if somebody says yes or no. But the cool thing is, you can control you. You can control how many people you are pouring into the top of this pipeline and letting it funnel down. And you're also in control of your work ethic. This takes a lot of time. It does. But let me introduce you guys to a CRM system. A CRM is a customer relationship management system. And this is a CRM. So this is an example of managing your customers, managing your contacts. This is a system. Not to freak you out because it has the word system in it, but this is a process. This is an organizational method of how you can keep track. You could do it on pen and paper. You can print this out. You can make your own, because trust me, this is not pretty. But it's something that I put together really quickly. Or you can use a program. I know that there are people on our team who use Teamsy. They use Asana. They use spreadsheets. They use Google Drive. Personally, I use OnePageCRM. And the reason why I chose this, and I researched about it, and I tried to figure out if there was something that was helpful for my flow. And I like this because I can add my contacts, and my action stream each day is going to tell me who's red, yellow, or gray. So the yellow right here means those are the people I've talked to today. But let me edit this a little bit. And let's say I was supposed to talk to this person on August 16th, but I forgot, or something came up. They're going to be in red. So each day you're going to have a chunk of people in yellow, and your goal is to put them in the gray. Because when you put them in the gray, that means you're going to have updated their contact. You're going to, say something about what you guys are doing, your conversations, and then set the next day for you to be able to follow up with them. All right. So what happens is a lot of people, they like this or they hate it, because then if they get behind, then there's going to be a lot of reds, and that freaks people out to see reds. It makes them feel bad about themselves. They start to feel behind. They get frazzled. Personally, I like that red accountability. I like that in my face. Laura, you have got to get out of the red. You're behind and it's obvious. So finish your yellows, finish your reds, and then get in the gray. That's this process for this CRM. You can keep it simple. You can do pen or paper. Personally, I use this CRM because of this feature right here, because it lets me auto-populate the next sales item. It lets me auto-populate these 7 steps right here. These are my 7 steps, okay? And so step number 1, I like a few of their posts. I like their profile picture. I like and I comment something. It's usually like a, hey, how are you? What's going on? Did you hear about this new thing I'm doing? I message them again for step 4. Step 5 is my invite. Step 6 is a follow-up. Step 7 is, hey, it looks like we haven't been able to respond. Sorry, hate that we're missing you. But then what happens is you see here it says 1 day, 1 day, 2 days, 2 days, 2 days, 2 days, and 120 days. Those are customized buckets that I created. So every time that I type in hashtag number 1, let me make somebody up. Let me put myself in my CRM system. Let's see if it populates here. Okay, here we go. So I can add myself. Sorry, my son just woke up. I'm coming, baby. Okay, so let me hit save. That's me. Let's say that I just added this person to my contact list. Let's say I just added them to my pipeline. Okay, I put them, they're at step number 1 because they were a new person who liked or commented on my content. I put those people, I go through my Facebook and I go through my emails and I go through my Instagram and I look for people who are new eyeballs on my social media. That takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of digging because I have to figure out if they're a coach, who they are, what's going on. But I just try to fill step number 1. I try to fill this pipeline. So once I get them in the system, it just manages itself as long as I show up for work every day. And so what I do, and I'm trying to find an example. I don't think I have one. But what I do is I'll do step number 1, save. But I'm going to show you guys this. Let's say that it's set right here. I'm going to hit hashtag 1, click this, and do you see how it changed the date to be 8/27? Do you know why? Because in this sales feature back here, when I was showing you originally, I set it where it was every time I'm going to assign somebody to step number 1, that means it's automatically going to assign them to be followed up the next day. So I'm going to hit save. So now Laura Mendenhall is saved to be followed up with on August 27th to be moved to step number 2. Now, I'm not going to go into great detail with this. Some of you might already be checked out. Some of you might be totally in tune. Whatever. I'm just telling you, this is what I like. I like having my CRM, not because I'm crazy emerald personality, but I don't mind having a flow where I could be brainless, having a flow where I can really like be in the conversation and be excited about talking to this person and not having to hold in my brain the 40 other people that I'm supposed to be talking to that day. My responsibility during my power hour is to show up at my desk, post in my groups, get to my CRM, add people to my CRM. At least, at the minimum, you need to add 5 new people every single day to step number 1. That's a minimum in order to expand your market. And then you need to get people out of the red if you're behind and get people out of the yellow and move them to the next step. It takes time, it takes diligence, it takes self-discipline. A lot of people I work with start this and then they stop. A lot of people I work with they get overwhelmed because they think it's a lot to set up and they think that it's too hard to like get going. My suggestion to you is just to give it a shot because this manages me and it makes me enjoy this process of connecting with people. It makes me enjoy the process of messaging people one-on-one and getting to know them. I'm able to add notes like, hey, this person's mom had surgery. I'm going to go follow up with them. Or, hey, this person said that they're running a 5K next month and I want to send them an extra congratulations. Like I can even add notes in each person's account to show them additional love and support because that's what we do as coaches. But I can't do that unless I've documented where they are in my funnel. I can't do that unless I add people to step number 1. So to expand your market, sometimes it just takes little drips. I've made mistakes before in how I follow through with this. Like if I fall behind or if I don't do my power hour one day, I'll try to catch up and do like by power hour times 500 because the step number 1 is so easy where you just like and comment. that you can probably do that to 50 people in one day. But what happens is if you bottleneck it, if you add 50 people to step number 1, that means 2 days later you're going to have to move 50 people here, and then 50 people here, and then 50 people here. It's like when a snake swallows a big mouse. Like, it's going to be ginormous, and then it's just going to keep on being ginormous all the way through the body, and you have to be able to keep up with it. So being aggressive with this is not bad, as long as you know that you have to maintain that same level of work and that same aggressiveness through funneling them through step number 7, or you're going to feel behind, or you're going to see a lot of red. So take this and customize it as you would like, whatever is most helpful for you. OnePageCRM, again, is what I use. And there are a lot of features. For example, I'm able to log in and see how many new contacts I've added in the past month, or even in the past week if you have a specific goal. Or if you're trying to keep your team accountable, you could say, hey, show me how many contacts you've added this week. Screenshot it for me. So for me, my goal is adding about 50 new contacts to this list every week. There's a lot of details, like you could add calls and deals and actions. I don't do any of that. I don't do any of that. All I do is my action stream and the sales actions, which is settings and sales actions. I just set this up where you can type in a hashtag and the number of days right here. There's a video here to explain it. It's super easy. If you wanted to integrate this with other things, you can. I mean, it integrates with Wufoo, with MailChimp, Google Drive, etc. But keep it simple. Like, don't feel like you have to use all the bells and whistles. You just keep it simple. Follow a plan that works best for you. And if the funnel system is something that you feel like connects with how you want to relate to people and how you want to talk to people, then cool, do that. And you can either do that through pen and paper, through memorization, which I don't encourage. I don't encourage you try to memorize all this. Or you could do it on Excel, or you could do it on OnePageCRM, or anywhere, truly. But the reason why I like OnePage for the funnel specifically is because it will go ahead and put these people on the next day just by me simply saying #3, #4, #5, and it tells me what step they're on and what I need to do in the conversations behind the scenes that I'm having. And as long as you're filling people up with step number 1, you're going to be constantly growing your network. So as long as you're putting people at step number 1 daily, every single day you're going to have somebody new to talk to, new to connect with, new to invite, and new to follow up with. And that's your power hour, okay? So I think that's it. I don't believe I have any other details. Oh, I do have one more detail. So my team, we agreed that, we have a lot of people kind of adopting this one page. So if that's something that gels with you, then I have a referral link, and hey, I'm going to make this better. I told you guys this is very casual. But we have a referral link. So I'm a reseller of OnePage. I don't get commission. What we do is we take that bucket. It's like 10%. It's like $1 per person who uses this. And we take that and we give it to IJM every month. So every 6 months or so, it adds up and you earn like $100. Well, I basically just take that and send it to IJM. So it's kind of a cool thing to pay it forward. I know it's little, but just as a favor to IJM in general, if you are going to use OnePageCRM, use my referral link, because we are using anything that Beachbody uses for OnePageCRM, and we're donating it to IJM. So that's just a cool extra little tidbit if this is something that you gel with, if this is something that helps you. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to message me, whatever. I'd love to help, because I just want to simplify this for everybody and let them know that it just takes legwork. Like, just be a nice person who's willing to talk to people and invite people.